And so came out of a family that was really broken and ended up in prison. Ended up committing a murder, and he had a 35-year sentence for murder in 1988, and so landed in prison. And so that's how this organization was forged, watching what I saw for 22 and a half years.
But I would have never guessed meeting you and talking to you until you told me that story. And I just found that hard to believe because I guess when people are in prison, everybody assumes they have a look.
I've seen a lot of things that just broke my heart and broke my spirit, man. Watching families go away, watching people lose their kids, their help with you fades, their visits fade, kids grow up, kids go away, divorces happen, men come and go. Recidivism's unbelievable, and so when they came back, I asked the question, "What happened?" And so it was almost always the same thing, Mike. It was I didn't have a support base out there. I had no family. And so all those bridges burn, and when you walk out the door, you're on the hit list. And what's Celebrate Recovery teach or AA, the same places, same locations, it's going to get you every time, and migrate most of the time back to the same friends, same places, hoping they'll get help there.
It's I just can't even imagine the sinking feeling of knowing that you might not see the light of day for 35 years. You hear horrible stories of people in prison that often in prison there's more trouble and drugs and fights and things like that in prison than out. You see ones where prison guards will be having relations with some of the inmates, I guess, and doing different things. And I guess never being in there, I guess not knowing about it, I would think that everybody would be walking a straight line to be able to get out, but that's not the case.
When you consider an officer making $14, $15 an hour, and the temptation that he can make $1,000 a week on top of that, yeah, he'll succumb to that. I saw shankings, I saw rapes. One of the biggest things that happens in prison is extortion. And so guys that's been there 10, 15, 20 years have no hope. They got nowhere to go. They're probably never going to get out of prison. They watch guys come through the gate. And if they see they're fresh, they got new kicks, they got nice haircuts, they know they're from good families. They watch them in the visiting rooms, what their family looks like, and then they begin to make an assessment about, I can extort that person.
So they use them, reel them in, and then get them to do something and hold it over their head, I guess. Does that really happen in prison? It sounds like it does.
And well, now that you mention it, you think of Shawshank Redemption. Those guys, like the one guy that got out, he had nowhere to go. He had nobody. He laid on the railroad track, and that's the way it is in prison. A lot of people there get institutionalized. They got no family. They got nowhere to go, and they just resign to being that. So a lot of the guys that have burned bridges that don't have families, when they walk out the door, they walk out with nothing.